What's the strangest, weirdest thing you've seen in someone else's house? First week freshman year. My new roommate and default best friend tells me we're going to a board game night somewhere. I figure it. I've got no new friends yet. Maybe this is the way to do it, so we go. It ends up being at some sort of church house, but that's fine I guess. We play some train board game and have an alright time with some people who only seem a little weird. But not enough to really throw me off. So the game wraps up and me and my roommate are about to go home when the pastor says, wait. You haven't seen the bathroom yet. You've got to see it. Everyone sees my bathroom. Okay. So we open the door and walk into this little bathroom where every single square inch of the walls, sink, toilet, ceiling, and floor are covered in Elvis memorabilia. Posters, tickets, photos, albums, lyric sheets, everything you can imagine. Mounted above the toilet is a creepy, mostly realistic Elvis animatronic singing head. Needless to say, this was discomfort I had never felt before. It was beyond being a fan or obsessive or any of that. It was really frightening. So we turn around to him holding a guest book for us to sign. Obviously I made up an email and phone number so he wouldn't email me or call me. And then my roommate, devout Catholic, tells him he appreciates it but he's Jewish and he just wanted to come with me while I checked out their small group. That was a weird night. When I was little, I had two friends who had a trapeze in their living room. I loved playing at their houses. A functioning toilet against the wall in a bedroom. To be clear, there was no sink, which makes it way more disturbing in my opinion. This was many years ago. I had a friend in first grade and she was never allowed over to my house, still no idea why. But I visited her home once. It was a very tiny apartment with two closet-sized bedrooms. One bedroom had a crib like what a baby half her size would sleep in. She told me that's where she slept. I found it quite odd and very disturbing even in my 6-year-old mind. I moved away the end of the school year so never found out more. I work in a job where sometimes I have to go deploy equipment in people's homes. I was doing a project where I had to set up some stuff in the kitchen of a very nice vacation rental, which was unoccupied due to the fact that this was February in northern Michigan. The whole thing was decked out to the nines in cutesy, wealthy grandma type decor. Except for the kitchen. The only artwork, and there was a painting of 3 fish with photorealistic penises and testicles instead of tails, hanging above the stove so that it was the first thing you saw when you walked in. I have never been so disappointed that our project instructions forbade the photographing of property owners' belongings. My neighbor's living room was filled with ventriloquist dummies. She lived alone, and she looked to be about 60 years old. I cleaned houses for a while. One client was an elderly funeral home owner who lived alone in a big place. His master bathroom was carpeted, gross, and had a urinal. Directly above the urinal at eye level was an oil painting portrait of a man staring back at you. Oh man. I completely forgot my other favorite thing I ever found. Another single guy's house. This one mid-60s. Retired. Prominently stuck on the front of his computer was a full-size sticky note which said only http://www.reddit.com. Keeping tens of cockroaches as pets in a box in their room. They weren't for feeding reptiles. They were actual pets being fed. This was a teenage friend many years ago. He apparently loved capturing insects like Pokemon. I did the window replacement on a big house in an expensive old area of town. It was lived in by an elderly lady until she passed. It was recent because all her things were still there. This place was a perfect time capsule of the 1960s. Each room had a different theme vibe and there were mannequins set up all wearing 60s clothing in every room in different scenarios. It was really bizarre. Kinda seemed like the lady was lonely or something. A storage room with hooks on the ceiling and floor.